the Power BI, right? We are going to discuss, the first discussion part, uh, what are the new features that are going to be incorporated on the Power BI? Okay. And there is a latest technical stack that is Microsoft Fabric in Power BI. Okay. So what is this Microsoft Fabric in Power BI? As a part of a demo, I just want to give my knowledge sharing on this topic. And also anyway, this course on the content we are going to discuss on Power BI only. Okay, we no need to worry about it. So it's a kind of a new technology, like a new technical stack in Power BI. So I'm going to give a brief how it will work. Okay, about this Microsoft Fabric. So how we are going to enable this Microsoft Fabric to work on the Power BI side. And before moving on to the discussion, let me give a brief intro about myself. I am Rajendra. I'm a BS specialist and consultant working in one of the manufacturing industrial company. And I am a 3x Microsoft certified trainer, 21 to 24 current year, and 13 plus years of industrial experience on BA tools as well as the integration tools like Informatica. And I'm a Power BI trainer and mentor internally and externally global part. I'm an active Prodigy member in the community. Whenever there is some queries or else some needed solutions are there in the community level, I can start sharing my knowledge there. And I'm one of the organizer in the Delhi Power BI user group. Maybe if anybody interested to speak, or else maybe if they want to share your knowledge to the global community forums, please get in touch in LinkedIn community, where I will be very active so that I can take your names. So as I said, as a part of an agenda, what is this Microsoft Fabric in Power BI? Why should I use it? And who is going to use it? When should I use it? How to get started this? So instead of going on the theoretical mode, my personal interest is I want to showcase in the practical way, okay, how it will work. And before moving on that, I will just give a brief intro about Microsoft Fabric, and then I will walk you through how we are going to incorporate this Microsoft Fabric in the Power BI desktop application or else Power BI tool. So this is the latest technology, like technical stack from the Microsoft, which has been released on this year 2023 May, Microsoft Bell release. So it's a complete one-stop solution for complete analytics solution way. So where we can try to do the data movements, okay, from the starting initial stage to the ending of the data science level, the prediction way we can try to build in one single platform. Okay, where we can try to do the complete predictions or else complete analytics we can try to build up by using this Microsoft Fabrics, which is included with Power BI. So where the data will be get stored, so we no need to worry about the data storage part with external tools like databases and all. So these are all the things has been incorporated within Microsoft Fabrics. So we will call it as a central lake. We will discuss what is the central lake, how we are going to create the one lake solution in the practical side. So if you're observing the architecture part, so the data factory, which is nothing but an integration part where we can try to pull some different source systems like a structured, unstructured, semi-structured source systems. We can start extracting and build the pipelines. And coming to the Synapse data engineering part where we can try to write some SQL statements or else maybe if you want to perform some tuning part and all, we can make use of one more component from the Microsoft Fabric, that is Synapse data engineering. And we no need to go with an external like on-premises data warehouse building. So within Microsoft Fabric, it has been incorporated. We will name it as a Synapse data warehousing. So we can build the data warehousing also in Microsoft Fabric. Along with that, so it is not a one-stop, as I said, right, it's a one-stop solution for all our analytics needs. Even if you want to write some machine learning models or else build visualizations, we can try to make use of Synapse data science building also. Okay. And along with that, maybe if you're working on the real-time metrics, like in real-time scenario data sets, in such scenarios, it will be get supported with real-time analytics also like IoT devices, okay, where we can try to see the traffic related information minute by minute or else second by second. That type of an analysis on the data will be get stored in our one lake. So if you're observing below underneath of it, one lake, all the data sources or else all the data transformations along with that lake house, we are going to build it within Microsoft Fabric. Very simple architecture. If you're observing software as a solution foundation, this will be standard on. And finally, any user or else any business owner, they want to see some insights by using Power BI tool. So if you're observing the Power BI, the last but not the least, so any kind of a visualization also data set, we can instantly bring the data sets into the application Power BI and try to start owning the visualizations and building the insights too. So complete activity. So from the data integration to the from the data movement to the building the visualizations and so on to the data. I mean, like predictions, data science activities, we can try to own it by using this Microsoft Fabric. So where it will be get stored. So if you're observing, all this information will be get stored in the cloud itself. Okay, Microsoft Cloud. So one lake is a storage, just a kind of an area where we can try to store, just like we are aware of it, right? OneDrive. So if you are enrolling for the Microsoft, we will get an OneDrive access. Like that, it will be get stored our complete information, our data sets. So with to remove the duplications and to remove the data solaces and all, okay. So we can try to incorporate and make use of this one lake source system. As I said just now, so data factory activities where we can try to do the data source extractions and building the transformations to remove the data cleansing and all activities we can perform in the data factory, which is in currently it's a preview. So as per the current release, currently going on the Microsoft Ignite. So these are all data factory, data synapse engineering is in public preview site. So even the data engineering, just now I discussed about it. So maybe if you are very good at the Spark writing or else a data Python coding, we can start making use of data engineering activities too. And as I said, data science, if you want to build a sophisticated AI models or else maybe the prediction related AI or ML models, we can try to make use of Synapse data engineering activities too within Microsoft Fabric. We don't need to go for some other tools and try to integrate or try to do some, learning of other information like a data related, all in one single place. Okay. And as I said, Synapse data warehousing, we can start building the lake house, and also we can start writing the SQL statement by using this data warehousing synapses. So as I said, real-time metrics. So maybe if your data is coming in the real-time Internet of Things, or else maybe they're related to real-time streaming source systems, we can start extracting the information from this Synapse Analytics, which is one of the component from Microsoft Fabric, and start doing the analysis accordingly. And last, as I said, Power BI. So this visualization tool, Power BI, is in one of the Microsoft product where we can try to do the visualization, the front end part. Okay, the business owners, they want to see some important metric to gain or else to see some profitable decisions, to take some profitable decisions from the business owners. These activities also we can try to include it in Microsoft Fabric, and which has been deeply integrated with our tool, Microsoft Fabric, and where we can try to start sharing to the business owners or also users easily. And the last one is the data activator. Suppose maybe if there is some failure, alert notifications, we need to get it. So for that, we have one more component named called data activator, which I haven't included in this architecture. So, but other than that, we have a data activator also is one of the component here in this Microsoft Fabric architecture. Along with the 6 different components, we have one more data activator where we can try to see that real time, like maybe if you want to trigger some notifications or else alert mechanism to your email IDs or else a notification builder, we can try to get it activated by using this one more component, data activator. So as I said, right, these are all, if you are good at coding part, like a Python, if you are using, we can start utilizing the data engineering or else a data science activities, Synapses Analytics tool. And if you want to get it explore on the visualization side, this is also included in our Microsoft Fabric itself. As I said, Microsoft Power BI, which is a leading tool on BI side. So this is also included in our Microsoft Fabric. Why should I use it? As I said, right, the complete data analytics platform has been included in this components, which I have shown to you, the different 6 different components. So from the data collection to the presentation part, so maybe if you are very good on the integration, data factory tools, we can try to make use of it, like a building the pipelines or else real-time data flow activities, we can try to build it. And even it will be get supported with the data bricks applications too, where we can try to showcase different kind of in PySpark or else Scala coding. And coming to the integration, if you're observing the building the data models to this Databricks activities and model building, we can try to incorporate it in the integration part. And coming to the analysis, if you're observing this, Power BI is the front-end tool where we can try to visualize it and showcase to the customers. So which has been incorporated within our Microsoft Fabric. This is a presentation layer for us. See here, on this data analytics part, if you're observing from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, the data cleansing to the casting model. The last one is the right-hand side of the casting model. Left-hand side is the integration. Like a data flows, we can build the data flows or else a pipeline building, the first one. And the second one, maybe if you want to write some SQL statement for optimization techniques, or else maybe if you want to write some queries, we can start utilizing it, the SQL. SQL endpoints are there, we can start utilizing the writing the SQL statements too. And the third layer, if you're observing the Power BI, maybe if you want to build a report in front of this data analytics, Microsoft Fabric, we can build it. Or else maybe I'm interested to build a dashboard too. So we can start visualizing a report or else a dashboard also, we can prepare it within the cloud. And the final factor should be the cost and the CPU utilization. The last one, the dollar symbol, database, cost, and the GPU memories included. So this is the front end, like where from one end to the another end. So these are all components and activators will be included. Who should you use it? So if you're observing, I have taken one customer, Power BI customer. Maybe I want to explore with Enrich. Maybe I have built a report in Power BI desktop and published into the cloud. So which we are going to discuss in the next sessions too, how it will work in the current Power BI ecosystem. So maybe I'm currently using the on-premises environment and publishing into the cloud. So, but I want to build a robust solution where the end-to-end activities will be in the cloud. In such scenarios, we can try to make use of this Microsoft Fabric. So we are not going to use any on-premises application like a standalone application. Okay, we don't need to use some other different application software and then migrate it into the another one. So end-to-end activities. So Power BI customers, which currently we are moving on to this kind of a setup, the customers part. So developing in one environment and publishing into some other different environments. Okay, instead of that, globally we have one single environment, one single data platform analytics, that is Microsoft Fabric. So who are going to be an audience for this? A C-level executive, like a data related chief data officers and data architect, or else maybe the analyst. We can start doing the building the models or else building the architecture of it, how it will work, and the data science people. So we are, maybe if the team is having the data analytics and along with the data science platform, we can start writing the code like a Python or else a PySpark, and data engineers and partners. These are the people who are going to use this tool going forward, not now. Okay. So when should I use it? So as I said, if you want to plan and start with one simple data analytics project, we can start exploring this Microsoft Fabric. So which is a one-stop solution for all our analytics. We don't need to go for some different applications and then environment. Complete analytics platform will be there at Microsoft Fabric. So as I said, that has been released recently on the May 2023. So currently myself also exploring the technologies and as well as this, how this, okay. by taking the simple data set, how this will be get it explored from the data extractions to the building data movements to the data science too. And maybe if you want to plan to upgrade the existing data analytics project, in that kind of a scenario, we can try to utilize this Microsoft Fabric. And as I said, right, if there is any plans to migrate from in-house cloud to the cloud to the cloud, we can make use of this Fabric. And maybe if you want to get it started, some data analytics project, simple project, we can get it explore this Fabric. And like that, as I said, right, looking to acquire some new skill set. So we have to keep up ourselves learning, right? And get it some knowledge, how it will work and all. So we can acquire the new skill set by using this Microsoft Fabric. So currently, public preview, as I said, right, public preview is going on. So we can utilize it for 60 days, a trial version. So we can explore how it will work from end-to-end activities by taking very simple data set. I'm going to showcase you how it will work from end to end. Okay. So how we are going to enable it? So as I said, Microsoft Fabric is a cloud-based application. Okay, software as a solution. So we have to enable, if you're observing there is a web application, so we can try to enroll. We have to log in with our credentials and we can try to turn on some premium license. So currently I'm using the trial release, 59 days left. Okay, that is maybe some days back, 59 days left. Currently it is 30 days left. Okay, currently as I said, right, I'm currently exploring. Microsoft Fabric, so which has been included with, these are all the components, Power BI to the, data extraction and data activity for alert notification, or else a Synapse data engineering, which I'm going to give a demo now. Building a lake house and start writing some SQL statement and try to create some visualizations within the cloud environment. Okay. It looks in this way, the front end part, it looks this part, this way. Let's get started with one simple demo. Okay. I hope you got some idea, right? Idea. See here, to get sign up with this, we have to get it a valid credentials. We have to log in with our official mail ID. We have to log in with our official mail IDs, not with our personal mail IDs. Okay. So just try to type on the web part app.powerbi.com. Okay. Just try to type app.powerbi.com. As I said, it's a cloud-based application. See here, app.powerbi.com. Just type it. So as I said, we have to log in with our official mail ID, not with our personal mail ID, like a Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook. It will not work with our personal mail IDs. Okay. So once we log in to this web, you can see this screen. This is the front end screen. So as I said, 59 trial days left. Okay, trial days is still available to me. So on the left hand side corner, these are all the different applications where we can try to do the business. Like cloud based, generation of the report, or else cloud based publishing of the report, all activities we can do it. Maybe in the tomorrow's session, I'm going to discuss about it. But in the corner side, left hand side corner, if you're observing something like a Power BI, right? If you can try to open it, so these are all the components. As I said, these are the components that are available. So Microsoft Fabric, these components has been incorporated. So all one-stop solution for all our data need. Okay, maybe if you are good at PySpark, or else maybe if you are good at scalar coding, we can make use of the data engineering. Or maybe if you want to build some AI models, ML models, we can start utilizing this Synapse data science. And maybe I want to bring some data warehouse here, like writing some SQL statements, or else maybe I just want to analyze the data and bring some statements by using the Synapse data warehouse. So one-stop solution, as I said. So assume that I have one simple data set. Okay. I'm going to bring the data set into this Microsoft Fabric by using the data engineering. Okay. And on the top of it, I'm going to write some statement and my data will be get stored in the lake house. And finally, I'm going to visualize how I'm going to visualize the data in Power BI. So I'm not going to use any other tool, only the Microsoft Fabric. I'm going to use it and I'm going to showcase you how it will work. Okay. See here, I'm not going to use any other tool, just an application that is Microsoft Fabric, and I'm going to visualize it in the front end part. Please observe. So I have a simple data set here, sales related. Please observe. How it looks like to you. As per your observation, is this a structured or else unstructured? How it looks like? Semi-structure. Just expecting some answers here in the chart. Very simple data sets. Sales data set. Sales order is the line number, order related, who was the customers, email address, items, quantity, price, and tax amount. It's a completely structured information. Yes? Is it structured? Can I call it as a structured? Yes? No? How it looks like? Assume that this is the data we have. How it looks like? Responses, please. It's a completely structured. So I can see the data which is not any unwanted or else some repeated or else some unwanted rows we have. So it's completely structured. Okay. This data set, I'm going to call it into the Synapse data warehouse building. And from there, I can load it into the form of a SQL table. That is, as I said, data warehouse building for the lake house. And from there, I can start writing the statements, SQL statement, and also I'm going to visualize it to the front end customers too. So how? See here, let's try to explore. See here, I'm going to use one of the component data engineering as a set. So I'm going to build a lake house for this, first of all, to store my data set into the lake house. Click on the lake house, give some name. Just giving some name, lake house building, okay? In the cloud itself. So whenever you start creating the new lake house, okay, your explorer, okay, the data explorer will be get built, okay, along with the tables and files. So tables is nothing but a structured information. So the data will be get stored in the form of completely structured. Maybe if my data is in an unstructured or else a semi-structured, how I'm going to extract it? So we're going to extract it by using files. Files we are not sure. The data should be sometimes structured, sometimes unstructured or semi-structured too. So current data is structured information, which is a file format. It is not a database. See here. This is not a database, this is a file. So I'm going to import this file into my app, okay? So how we are going to do that? See here, just try to import it, or else maybe I just want to create some folder inside of it. Start creating one new folder, subfolder, sales. I'm just writing some folder, okay? Directly, instead of calling that file, I'm just trying to create one subfolder, calling the name as sales. So here I can start importing that file, Excel file into this sales folder. Just try to import it. Import it, upload a file which is available in the file part only. Desktop. Import it, simple import. Let me close this. Very simple. I just created a lake house now. I just renamed it as an, maybe I can try to create some subfolders as well. I created one subfolder, called it as a sales. So the file has been imported, which is a 3 MB file. Okay. So where this file will be get stored, it will be get stored in the form of a delta file. Okay. It's a small, very small, minute file. So it will be get stored here. See this. Inside a folder, subfolder, it will be get stored. So maybe I want to view the data. Just try to select it. It's a CSV file, right? How it looks like to you? It's a CSV file. How it looks like? Is it having a comma separator, and it is not a completely structure. It is a semi-structure. Okay, comma separator. I cannot able to read it properly. Okay, and this particular file I can try to load into the table. So it's very simple. So it's assume that this is an unstructured file format, semi-structured or else unstructured. I want to make it as a structured format. How we are going to do it? I want to load it into the SQL part. See here, very simple. Just try to open this three dotted horizontal ellipse button. So I want to load it into the table part. Create a new table. Maybe the file type is CSV and a comma separator, sales table. Load it. So currently the file is available inside of the subfolder sales. I want to load it into my database in the form of a table, which is the readable format. See now, it's getting loaded into the lake house. On the right hand side, you can see some notifications to loading sales table to the table sales. So it is getting uploaded to the table now, tables. Okay, just try to refresh because it's a completely cloud environment. We have to wait for some time or else until it will be get pop up on the tables part. So it just popped up. Now you can see the data, how it looks like. On the table section, if you're observing on the left hand side tables, you can see the data now, the preview data. How it looks like now, just like the file which I have showcased in the CSV format. Is this a structured or else a semi-structured? In the files, if you're observing the file subfolder sales, since comma is the delimiter, which is a semi-structure. Now it is readable format, which I can easily read it and I can store my information in the delta lake. See this. These are all the columns which has been popped up. We can write it. We can also write the statements too. We can write it. I will show you that part also. So I just imported one simple file from the files part, okay, in the left hand side explorer. And I created one subfolder there, call it as a names sales. So the information looks in this way. The information, if you are observing here, looks in this way. I want to load it into the database by creating a lake house. So what I did, I just uploaded into the table. I haven't written any single statement. Okay, I haven't used any tool, integration tool. I just selected some columns, the notifications like a delimiters and the table information. I just uploaded into the tables part. Now this information is readable, correct? So how this data will be get stored? So this one I have to showcase too. So see here, it will be get stored in this format. As I said, delta format, readable format, structured information. On the back end, it will be get stored in this path. Okay, in the lake house, it will get stored in the lake house. So as I said, what is this lake house? Lake house is very simple. Okay, try to remember. Lake house is nothing but a OneDrive. So everyone aware of this OneDrive, right? How our files and maybe if you want to get it signed up with our credentials, all the folders and information will be get stored, right? Like that, OneLake also the same feature. Okay, it will be get created the folder. Maybe if you want to create our data sets on all information, it will get stored in this one lake itself, which is nothing but a lake house builder. Okay, so it will get stored here, our sales table, which is a table format now. I hope everyone following. Maybe I want to write on the top of it, as I said, right? I can try to enable the notebook, so which is available here, a button. I can start writing the statements too, so PySpark coding and all, right? And along with this current data set, I want to get it imported some new tables, new files. I can start extracting the new tables or else a new source systems I can get connected from here. So it is not limited with few source systems like a Excel or else a CSV or else maybe the text file format. I can try to extract any kind of a source system. My data will be get stored. So even it will be get supported for external source systems from here. So if you're observing, I can start creating some shortcuts too. I can get it extracted from new source systems as well, from Azure S3 bucket or else maybe from Azure Data Gen Lake too. Okay, I can quickly start getting created this shortcut and my data sets will be get stored in the lake house and then build the warehouse data sets too. It is not limited with some, I mean like one source system at all, right? So where this data will be get stored, as I said, in the form of a delta, it will be get stored in Azure Data Gen Lake 2. Okay. It will be get stored in the Gen Lake 2 in the backend. Fine. Here as a source history here, properties. Okay. Fine. So as I said, right, how we are going to write an SQL statements. So as I said, we can write the SQL statements as well from here. So if you're observing, there is a currently the file will be get stored in the lake house. Maybe I want to write on the top of it some SQL statements. So we can enable it. See here on the left right hand side corner, currently the data set will be get stored in the lake house. I can enable it. So I can start writing some SQL statements from here. See this? So within the same application, I'm not using or else it triggered with some different application. I haven't built any action now. So within the same application, I can try to move from one application to another. I can start writing the statements from here. How? So I just enable the SQL Analytics endpoint. So here we can try to turn on this feature on the right hand side corner. So I want to write some statements. So how we are going to write it? So we can enable it. We can start writing the statements too. So enable the new SQL query here. Enable it. We'll just try to see some sales table. Select. It is an intelligence based. So whenever you can start writing the statements, right, it will be get pop up with the keywords. Okay. Select star. Or else simply I can start writing one new column there, revenue. Let's try to write it. Items we have, item column. Maybe I want to find out some revenue. So revenue, sum of. So these are the fields. So please focus. So this is my data set. These are the columns that we have. Please observe. Data. This is my data set. So if you're observing sales order number, order line, date we have, customer name, email address, items. Just now I have used that column, quantity and unit price. So I want to get it calculated revenue from this. Okay, quantity and unit price. I just want to use a sum up. Okay, sum on these two columns, quantity and sum up. So I'm just trying to make use of the query statement now. Sum of quantity, try to use it. Quantity into unit price. Just try to cross verify. Unit price. As revenue, as I said, revenue, I'm going to calculate it from sales table, use the tab space, group by items. Maybe I'll just try to use an order by based on revenue. Okay. Designing. Let's try to check. You can run it here itself. Okay. We can start writing the run it here. Item. Run it from here. So this is my statement. I can start. So if you're observing, so with these two columns, I can instantly build some visualizations as well. So I don't need to use any other application. Maybe I want to just create a quick insight by using these two columns. So just try to make sure that select this, visualize it. Okay, this is the select statement. Select it and visualize the result. So this is my statement, continue. So I want to get it with this current two fields, revenue and item. I want to build a quick ad hoc report. So this is my front end part. So I'm not using any other tool. I can start visualizing on the front end by using this Power BI. So this is our Power BI application. So with these two columns, I can just try to drag and drop and I can visualize it. Simple. Okay. I can start creating, save it as a report. I can see some, quick insights or else some visual representations on this fact. Okay. I hope everyone following, right? See here, let me build a new query, okay, visual query. So I have written the query. From there, I can start visualizing the Power BI site, visualize the result with the two columns, specified columns, items and revenue. So I can try to tune it. Maybe I just want to, instead of all the columns, I just want to utilize with some columns. So I can start new visual. I can create a new visual store. Here. Just try to select it. We'll give you the last, okay, the brief explanation how it will work. So see here, everything will be, we have to observe which option we are utilizing, okay. So it's just an identification and where the item, the right field is available. We have to identify the right thing. So I want to write the SQL statement means we have to write a new SQL query. So we can utilize it. Maybe on the top of this particular table, I want to build some new model or else a new visual query. I can build it. Just try to select it here. So currently I'm utilizing the new visual query. So this is the one. So it's very simple. So see here, new visual query in the sense, maybe I'll just try to drag and drop, not on the SQL query, in the new visual query. So I just try to drag and drop my table, sales table on the center. So we can see something like a source where the data file will be get stored, database, and the how table information. So the complete information in the down here, here, down. This is my table information. So by using this data set, I want to visualize it. So it's very again simple. So just try to select the visualize your result, the current result. I can visualize it like ad hoc report building. We can create it by using Power BI. Okay. No, I want to do some optimization here, like example. So what are the optimizations? So I'll just try to do some merging the column or else managing some columns. So I don't want all the columns. I want to load few columns only. I want to choose some columns here. So I can choose it, manage columns, choose columns. So I'll just try to choose two columns here, like a sales order. Okay, first two columns, sales order line. Okay, two columns I had chosen. Select it. So if you're observing, it can be built a pipeline now. So in the visual level query, source, this is my source, and database, it will get stored in the data, I mean lakehouse, and the table information which you are observing the down part. And I have chosen two columns only. These are the two columns, sales order and the sales order line. So from here, I want to group it. So if you're observing sales order number, I want to group it. So how we are going to do that? Grouping. So here I'm going to use the data transformation, group by. Very simple. It's just a kind of a selection of information. So select of sales order number. I want to group it based on the sales order number. New column, I'll just try to give the something like items, line items. I'm not going to count the rows. I just want to project it with distinct values. Okay. I just want to use the operation with the distinct value on not sales order number. I just want to use this distinct values based on the line number here, another column which I have chosen. Select it. So it is one more transformation. So if you're observing the pipeline, it get added with one more group by condition. So I just added one more group by. So for each and every order number, we have the item. So for this order 6063011, we have two order numbers, two numbers, line order numbers, right? So from this part, still I'm interested to build some visualization. I can start visualize it from here also. We can create a report by using this term. How? See here. Again, I'm just trying to showcase to you with these two columns, visualize result with those two columns only. Okay, from the new visual query, I want to build some visualization. So visual query. So from here, these two columns are available. Line item and another one is a sales order number. Just try to drag and drop. So drag and drop is very simple. So we can just try to drag and drop and visualize it. Maybe we'll just try to use a bar chart, selection of charts. That's it. And save it as a report. Okay, the activities and the front end Power BI. So once our data has been cleansed and it has been optimized with some columns, we can start visualizing this report in this way. Okay. No, I want to build a new data model, how it looks like. So if you're observing, I don't want to build any visualization. I want to build with the full table information, and also I want to observe the data, how it looks like. So in the down corner, if you're observing after the, before queries, we have the last option name called model. Just try to select it. how the data will be get stored and all information will be get available here. See this? This is my table. And if you're observing, that data is get stored in the form of direct lake. So in Power BI, we have two options, import method, direct query. But in the Microsoft Fabric, the data will be get stored in the direct lake house. Okay, from the lake house, the data have been imported and the data is get stored in the lake house now. And I can start visualizing on the complete data set now. So these are all the columns are available. Maybe I want to build a new report. So how we are going to do that? So see here. So from this model, I can start visualizing from the new report. So it is getting open and one more web page. So from here, I can start visualize it. See this? Just the look and feel the same, Power BI. So on the right hand side, my table information is available, the sales table along with the backend queries. And I can start build the visualizations to just try to drag and drop. This is the quantity information. Let me convert to a table to the card. I can quickly build some visual insight here. See this? To my front end customer, by using the complete data set, I can visualize it, or else maybe if you want to write some query statement, I can start visualizing as well, like this. So in detail, I can explain it once we will get started, but how it will work. So this is the latest trending technology, Microsoft Fabric, how it will work and what are the activities we're going to do it on the back end. And the front end part, it is very easy. It's kind of a drag and drop methodology where we are going to do and as the roles and responsibilities we can discuss on it. So once our data has been cleansed, that means clean up, building the visualization is that much simple if you're observing. Maybe I'll just want to build some visualization based on customer wise tax amount or else items. Okay. And save this. Here we have an options to save. Save it. Save it. Sales report. In my workspace, it will be get saved. And from here, I can start sharing this report to some different customers, whoever want to see some insights too. Just kind of a simple sharing. Okay. So from end to end, if you're observing from the data extraction, loading the data into the lake house, okay, the activities which we have observed, loading the data into the warehouse, that is a lake house builder. And from there, if you want to write some statement, I have written some of the statements too. And if you want to take the ad hoc report or else ad hoc visualization, we can build it on the top of it. Or else with the complete data set, which you are observing the insight now, I can start visualizing with the complete data set where our data is getting stored on direct lake house. And coming to the sharing part, it is a very simple part. So accessing to give the access to the custom. We have a share button there on the services, Power BI Cloud. So just try to provide the email ID. So whoever want to share this report and take some business decisions, we can start sharing these reports to the customers. Okay. So that the end user, they can connect with your report and they can try to take. So it will be get interacted, right? Maybe see here. Maybe I want to see this particular item. So it will be get interacted. They can try to take their business decisions accordingly. Okay. So if you're observing this key highlights, so it's a kind of a one copy. The going forward, we are not going to have any duplicate of information. Our data will be get stored as an one single copy. The data redundancy will be get removed if we are using the Microsoft Fabric. And all our data sets or else information will be get stored in one single lake house builder. And it is an unified integrated environment from end to end tool. So as a showcase to you, so all 6 applications, right? 6 different components. all has been integrated from one to the another environment. One security principle we can try to incorporate as per the accessing part, or else maybe if you want to restrict the controls and all, we can try to configure on the cloud itself. One security principle and one single computer. So it's a complete end-to-end technologies part. We can try to utilize this Microsoft Fabric. It's a one-stop solution. That's what the final motto should be. So as I said, right, eliminating the unnecessary data replications, data redundancy, and seamless integration from one application to the another. So where we can try to utilize from source of information to the streaming analysis, or else maximizing our data storage in the cloud, auto scaling as well. And finally, we can try to visualize it by using Microsoft Power BI. Okay. So this is an image which I have received. So backend part, as I said, right, we can write transactional SQL language, Spark coding as I showcased to you. Maybe if you want to utilize the notebooks, we can start writing the notebooks as well by using the Spark code. And Custo database, maybe the real-time statistics data will be get stored in the Custo language use there, database part. All this information will be get stored as a Delta Parquet format. Maybe if the data size is very huge, and once it will be get imported and get stored into the lake house, it will be get stored in the form of Delta Parquet format, which is a very minute file source system. Okay, it will be get stored in our one lake. The above one, if you're observing the top first order, warehouse, data engineering, data factory, science, these are all our components. Either you can get started from the warehouse building to the report. Okay. Hope it is clear.